everybody, my name is Michelle Roy of Dragonfly Wellness, and this is Wellness Wednesday. So today we are talking about silence. So I had promised you that I would be evangelizing about silence as I left Kripalu this summer, because there is so much to be learned and inspired by when we practice silence regularly. And I also recognize that it is not something that everyone is super comfortable with. Most people are not comfortable in silence. Many people, I should say, not most. But it's quite common for people to be uncomfortable with silence. For instance, I know either yourself or you know someone who always has the TV on for background noise, right? You know, when we hear that. Or, people like to have music playing all the time. I usually have some kind of either chanting or some kind of relaxing music playing in my office most of the time. Part of that is to set the energetic tone in the room. Music does add something to a space. It depends on what kind of music we're listening to, and a lot of that depends on what kind of mood we're in, what we're trying to process or shift or enjoy in our ethos in any given moment. But you see, there is this almost need for us to have sound. So it's really important that we give ourselves time to be in silence. And if we're uncomfortable in silence, to teach ourselves to be in silence. So one of the ways that we do that is through one of the limbs, the fifth limb of yoga, which is called pratyahara. And that means withdrawing the senses. And so it can be focusing on one of the five senses, then we withdraw from the others, right? And that's a beautiful way to work with, to practice pratyahara, which helps us learn to be comfortable in silence. So for instance, obviously, most settings where you're going to be engaging in some kind of mindfulness has us close the eyes. That's another one. Not everyone is comfortable having their eyes closed. For people who don't do that very often, it can be quite uncomfortable to close your eyes and keep them closed for several minutes. So again, the Buddhists are very practical in their approach to this. If you're uncomfortable having your eyes closed, fine, keep your eyes open. And you can look at a candle flame, you can focus on a crystal or focus on something in nature, whatever that might be. The idea, though, is to put 100% of your focus and attention into whatever it is you're looking at. And we're not making judgments about what we're looking at. It's simply a place for us to hold our gaze and attention. So for instance, if I'm working with the candle flame, as I'm sitting here contemplating the candle flame, I can be saying, as I feel a breath come in, I am aware. Seeing the candle flame, I am aware I am breathing in, right? Breathing out, I am aware of the flicker of the flame. Breathing in, I see the golden color of the flame. Breathing out, I see how it waves in the breeze. Whatever it might be, we're focusing on the breath and the candle flame and having an experience that keeps us right here. And that is presence. That is mindfulness. When you get more comfortable with having your eyes closed, then you can focus on, for instance, the sounds around you. You can focus on the sounds in your immediate surroundings, and then start to focus on what sounds you hear at a distance. We can focus on what scents or smells might be around us. Pause to notice that, to try to be present with just the scents that you experience around you. We could focus on what we're feeling, right? If our hands are resting on our legs, feeling the fabric, or if we're holding, for instance, a mala, some prayer beads, we could focus on the feeling of that in the hands. So that gives us a very tactile experience. Again, breathing in, I feel the smoothness of the sandalwood in my mala. Breathing out, I feel how it's knotted to the one next to it, whatever it might be. Breathing in, stating that I'm breathing in, and then stating what I'm aware of as I'm breathing in, right? And then what else do we have? Taste. Perhaps we can notice what flavors might still be lingering on the tongue from breakfast or lunch, depending on what time of day you're doing this. So you get the idea. You can withdraw to focus on just one of your senses as you're breathing in and out. And that is the very beginnings of pratyahara. And the more we do that, the more we withdraw the senses, the more we become comfortable with less stimulation. And then we can practice being in silence. So maybe it's just a few minutes before bedtime. Maybe it's a few minutes when you first wake up in the morning, right? The mornings tend to be kind of hushed. And some of us like to get up earlier than others. If you happen to be up early, wait 5 minutes before you pick up your phone or make your tea. That's a beautiful time to practice being in silence, and you can sit and take something in with your gaze, or you can sit and close your eyes and appreciate what sounds you do hear or don't hear at that time of the morning. And so all of this again becomes practice, as T.S. Little would say, practice for the practice. It becomes practice for being in silence. So then we no longer need to have the radio on or the TV on because we're comfortable being in our own ethos with whatever's happening at the moment. So in parting today, I'm going to leave you with a quote from my favorite, Thich Nhat Hanh. This is from his book, You Are Here. And he says, mindfulness is first of all the ability to recognize what is happening in the present moment. It is simple recognition, without judgment or criticism, without suppression or attachment. I breathe in and I am aware that the in-breath is here. I breathe out and I am aware that the out-breath is here. There is no criticism or struggle. There is no effort either to reject anything or to grab onto it. Breathing in, breathing out. The breath is flowing in, the breath is flowing out. Breathing in, I know that I am breathing in. Let me remind you again that this practice comes to us directly from the Buddha. You are free of any intention to judge, find fault, reject, or cling, and you maintain that freedom in relation to whatever is happening. When you get angry or depressed, it is the same. You simply recognize what is there, and so forth, without any sense of disapproval or rejection. If you recognize emotion as existing in the moment, you will not feel upset. There is no battle to win or lose. This is Buddhist meditation. Breathing in, I am aware I am breathing in. Breathing out, I am aware I am breathing out. And those moments of quiet lead to more moments of quiet. And ultimately, we don't need to name what's happening anymore because we're comfortable just being in the stillness and the silence. And it's really important that we find time for that stillness in our day-to-day lives. So there's your inspiration, everybody. Try to carve out just 3 to 5 minutes today. Don't say, okay, I'm going to start that tomorrow. Today, find 3 to 5 minutes where you can ideally close your eyes, be in stillness, watching your breath for just a couple minutes, and then encourage yourself to do it again the next day. All right, everybody, let us know how it's going in the comments, and I will see you again very soon. Have a great day, everybody.